Head coach Kurt Schwengel of the varsity baseball team from Santa Monica High School, my old home of Santa Monica, California. They lost to Palos Verdes Peninsula yesterday in the local Division III baseball tournament, 7-2, and that's when Coach Schwengel revealed that one of his Santa Monica assistants had taken a cell phone video of the victorious Palos Verdes players taking about 10 minutes of pregame batting and throwing practice on their knees using a wiffle ball instead of a baseball. Officials promptly disqualified the Palos Verdes team and gave the victory to the losers, Santa Monica. The labyrinthine rules of high school baseball in California, which would make the Internal Revenue Service weep.
Labyrinthine? Fancy word, Keith. Let's break it down, shall we? So here's the packet of rules, okay? See, this first page has a rule on it. The second page, oh wait, the rest of this packet is about umpires, scheduling, sponsorship, not really having to do with the game of baseball. Let's talk about page 1 of the rules. Emailed on April 12th, 2014. Oh my gosh, there's only one rule, Keith. Guess what it's about? That's right, batting practice. Batting practice will be considered as any type of pitching motion with any type of ball from in front of the batter. The only acceptable batting warm-up will be side soft toss, batting tee work, or pepper. Labyrinthine, one page, one rule, in bold and underlined.
What's the font size?
Font size? Font size is about 12. They could have gone to a 14 font size, but you know what, Keith? That might have made the rules 2 pages. That's not labyrinthine. That's a quagmire.
Permits pregame batting practice with a real baseball as long as it's off a tee or in a game of pepper or as long as it's thrown from the side. But batting against a wiffle ball thrown from in front of you by a guy on his knees, which the rest of us know as killing time till the game starts.
Killing time? Is that what the Dodgers do before every game, Keith? I don't think so. See, the issue here isn't really about the type of batting practice. It's about one team getting 45 minutes of overhand, organized, 3-station batting practice, while their opponents, who have traveled on a bus over an hour, get 0 minutes of batting practice, Keith. That's the issue here, you jackass.
That's prohibited. So these schmucks from Santa Monica waited until their team lost.
Oh, waited until the team lost? Keith, don't you know anything about baseball? The protest has to be filed before the game, baby. Before the game. Just as Coach Schwengel appropriately did. Get your facts straight, Keith.
Then they produced the cell phone video of this weakest rules violation of all time.
Weakest rule of all time? Keith, baby, there's only one rule. One page. One rule, baby. And let me tell you why it's not a technicality, Keith. Because it gives one team a clear advantage over another team.
And they got the better team disqualified instead of, going to the Palos Verdes coach while it was happening and saying, that's a rules violation. I'll have to report you if you don't stop.
Keith, the Peninsula players were taking batting practice when the Samoa Vikings arrived. Besides, it's not Coach Schwengel's job to go across the field and tell another coach how to coach his team.
The Palos Verdes coach, who blames himself but is pleading, "Don't blame my kids," says Santa Monica coach Schwengel won't even return his phone calls.
Well, Keith, let me tell you why he won't return phone calls. CIF rules clearly dictate that once a coach has lodged a protest, he has no power to take it back. No power to stop the protest, Keith. Another reason why he may not be returning phone calls was because the pitching coach at Peninsula left a vulgar and insulting message on his wife's voicemail, Keith. Stay classy, Peninsula.
By the way, the penalty in the California high school tournament rules, it reads, batting practice with wiffle balls, softballs, baseballs, etc. may be forfeiture of the game. May. Not must. May. Palos Verdes disqualified, Santa Monica winners. Well, not really. Coach Kurt Schwengel and that assistant coach are the worst kind of losers. They're cheaters hiding behind technicalities. Coach.
One page, one rule. It's not a technicality, Keith. And it seems to me cheaters are people who bend and break the rule in order to gain a competitive advantage. And that's what happened here, Keith. But I will tell you one thing. I've known Coach Schwengel a long time, and he is a schmuck.
Coach Schwengel of the varsity baseball team at Santa Monica High School in Santa Monica, California. May you never win another game.
Keith, these are 29 fine young men you're rooting against here. They just wanted a fair game. They didn't get one. Say what you will about my incredibly handsome schmuck of a brother, but leave the kids out of it.
Today's worst person in the sports world.
Keith, I will now throw the entire rules section of the CIF handbook at you, sir. You've been served.